Alright guys, Rich here from the RC Network, and this is going to be build update number 2 on my SCT410 from Tekno RC. This is a 1/10 scale short course truck that I am building up from a kit offered by Tekno RC. Now I'm about 4.5 hours into the build time now, and I've pretty much completed everything in the owner's manual as far as what was included in the kit. I am waiting for a couple of more electronics items to come in so I can complete this thing, but as you see there, you'll see the new Tekin Pro4 HD already mounted up. Now there are some more things coming in, so please stay tuned for those things, and towards the end of this video I will grab the camera and kind of go in close so you can see all of the details that I will be talking about. Now as far as how I set this truck up, I followed the almost exact specifications in the owner's manual as far as diff fluids, shock fluids, and all of the positioning of the suspension. So please keep that in mind as well. Now I will be taking a look at a couple of setup sheets that are available for a track that's very similar to mine and kind of compare the stock settings versus those setup sheets for the track that's very similar to mine. So please stay tuned for that. As far as the build quality, I cannot tell you how impressed I am with the quality of parts, and the instructions are just awesome. I went ahead and I built these shocks up, and I can't tell you how impressed I am with not only the instructions, but how easy the shocks were set up and tuned instantly just by following the directions. So whoever wrote those instructions in the Tekno manual, thumbs up. You guys did an awesome job. As far as everything else, I found no other issues with this kit. This kit is just flawless so far. I have added 2 optional parts that you will see here just very soon. The first one was I went ahead and opted for these 12mm hexes for the wheels. These are the Tekno optional part. They are the aluminum hex adapters, and TKR1654, so just a regular 12mm made out of aluminum, and they are clamping. So instead of the plastic ones included in the kit, I went ahead and opted for those. Now one other part that I did opt for, now it's definitely not needed, but it was kind of on sale at the shop I went to, and I just went ahead and picked up a full set of them. And they're these all aluminum shock caps in the gunmetal gray, and it's for the top of the shock. So it does come with plastic shock caps, and I've heard no issues with them, but you know me, I got to kind of upgrade something here. So went ahead and I upgraded these just to make it an all aluminum shock. So back to the kit. Everything else is great. I'm waiting for a couple of parts to come in and I'll be able to finish this up. So let me grab the camera. Let's go in close so you can see all the details. Alright, so I grabbed the camera and I'm going to try and hold everything nice and steady for you guys as I kind of pan in here to show you this truck. I'm just really amazed at how well the shocks went together. You know, shocks can be a very easy item to build, or it can be very difficult depending on not only the instructions, but also the way the shocks are designed. And these shocks, I mean, first of all, they're just huge. They're 16mm. I call them the Tekno huge bores, not just the big bores, and they're just so easy to work on, and like I said earlier, the instructions were just awesome. So there's a particular way to get them set up with a particular amount of rebound, and I set them up with just the intended 1/4 inch rebound. So all in all, worked out pretty good. I did not opt to set these up with the included shock boots. I left those for later if I decide to run those, but I will be running those on an indoor clay track, so I shouldn't have to worry about that. You will see there, those are the aluminum hexes, and they are clamping hexes, so an optional part. It's not too much money to pick those up. I think they were like 13 or 14 bucks for the full set, and I think on the end there you have the locking serrated aluminum wheel nuts that's included in the kit. So back up here to the motor and the motor mount, you'll see the new Tekin Pro4 HD. This is the 4300. I've been running the 4600 regular Pro4 in my SCT, so I opted for this thing. This thing, Tekno weighs just a little bit more than my MIP, so wanted to give it some 550 power. And you'll see that I mated it up with a Mod 1 pinion. I believe that's a Novak pinion, and I believe it's a 14 tooth, but don't quote me on that. As far as the motor mount, that is an all aluminum CNC'd gunmetal gray aluminum, again, motor mount. It is the Tekno version, so the coolest thing I noticed about this motor mount is it has this top screw right here, but it also has a bottom one. I don't know if you can see that kind of mounted in there. You can see the threading of the screw, but the way to get a hold of that screw is actually on the underside here, and there's a slot, and you'll see the screw kind of hidden right inside there. So not only do you have the top coming down, but you also have that bottom screw to get that motor very, very secure in there. As far as the motor mesh, try and listen to this right here. It is perfect right now. Cannot wait to get this thing up and running. As far as the straps, I did not all choose to run the lengthwise strap. I think the 2 straps are enough, but we'll see how that runs. And then the last thing here is just the steering is just awesome. I'm going to quiet down from talking and let you listen in close for this, and there's just nothing. It is solid, and there's no slop in this thing at all. I mean, I'm moving that, and it's not going anywhere. So very impressed with the steering so far. Front bumpers and everything else is pretty standard. And let's flip this thing over on the underside here and give you a look at the underside of the chassis. Don't mind any fingerprints there. But all in all, very impressed with this build so far. Well guys, that's it for now on this build update. If you have any questions about the Tekno kit here, or anything in general, please post them on down below. And as always, thumbs up and subscribe. That's it for now, guys. Over and out.